مساء الخير. I think يعني you can hear me or not. استنى بس يعني 3 minutes كده قبل ما التيم كله يخش معانا اونلاين ان شاء الله. نبتدي الليسن بتاعتنا النهارده ان شاء الله. السلام عليكم، ايه الاخبار؟ يا رب تكونوا كويسين كلنا معانا النهارده ان شاء الله. باذن الله النهارده هنبتدي مع بعض ريفيجن على الشابتر فورس اند انرجي جريد 7 6 فيزيكس ان شاء الله. هنبتدي ان شاء الله مع بعض السيشن مع بعض. هنحاول من خلالها ان احنا نحل اسئله قد ما نقدر على الشابتر اللي فات. هنحاول ان شاء الله ان احنا نجمع جميع الافكار الموجوده في الشابتر بحيث نقدر نعمل ريكاب للشابتر ونقدر نعرف التريكس الموجودة في الشابتر، الأسئلة الموجودة في الشابتر. نقدر نعرف حاجات كتيرة ممكن نكون درسناها قبل كده مع بعض خلال دراستنا السابقة، خلال المبادرة المعمولة من جهة الأستاذة الفاضلة هبة فارس. احنا كتيم سكسس جروب يهم ان احنا نفيد الناس، يهم ان احنا نكون مفيدين للناس، وان شاء الله يبقى فيه خير للناس كلها. احب اعرف بس قبل ما ابتدي ان شاء الله الصوت بتاعي واضح؟ الناس كلها معايا سامعه؟ الناس اللي موجوده معايا اونلاين موجوده سامعه؟ لو في اي مشكله في الصوت ديت حد يقول لي. النت بيبعت لي اوكي، الصوت واضح اوكي. معانا 2 minutes ان شاء الله نبتدي ان شاء الله. اوكي، اول سؤال عندنا بيقول fill in the blanks below from the following words in the table. A battery in a flashlight is an example of energy being converted into dot energy. طبعا احنا عارفين الباتري is an example of chemical energy okay being converted into electric energy. Very good. A baseball being hit by a baseball bat is an example of energy being converted into energy. طبعا اخدنا وعرفنا ان البيسبول is an example of a potential energy potential energy being converted into kinetic energy. A match being light is an example of energy converted into energy. زي ما احنا شايفين في الصورة كده a match is a light being light is a being of an example of correct a chemical energy converted into, we can say light energy or heat or thermal, both are correct, light or thermal. turning on the TV at your house is an example of energy being converted into both dot and dot. احنا خدنا الاكزامبل ده قبل كده وقلنا ان a TV in a house an example of okay electric energy correct being converted into yes light energy and sound energy. Okay. The sun shining on a solar panel is an example of energy. احنا عرفنا ان الsun creates energy from fusion reaction okay or nuclear reaction. So the sun shining on a solar panel example of okay nuclear energy okay as written here nuclear energy okay being converted into yes the nuclear energy which is absorbed by solar panels convert into very good electric energy. This energy is transferred into energy which turns on the light on the lamp. اوكي صح يبقى اللي بعت لي example من شوية ايوه the sun shining on a solar panel is an example of nuclear energy being converted into chemical energy that this energy is transferred into electric energy. Very good. Okay. Can you explain the answer? Which answer? Nuclear energy. احنا قلنا الsun creates energy عن طريق fusion or nuclear energy. Okay. Choose the correct answer from the following. What kind of energy is being shown in the picture? أنا عندي tower في weight الweight ده is falling from a height. This is called height. Okay. Okay. So what kind of energy is being shown? Yes, this is gravitational potential energy because when this weight is up here during our lessons. Okay. As the ball is dropped, the potential energy decreases while the kinetic energy increases. However, the amount of energy stays the same. Is this correct or this is true or false? Yes, as we took the ball from a height, okay, the ball at this height gains high potential energy, and when it start falling, what happens? Gravitational potential energy, yes, decreases, while kinetic energy increases. Okay. In this shape, in this figure, the rock has kinetic energy. This rock has kinetic energy? No, it is wrong. In this shape, the rock has what? The rock has correct, yes, gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy. Okay, ليه gravitational potential energy؟ لأن الروك at this height is at steady state. So while the rock at steady state, it has no kinetic energy. But it has gravitational potential energy. Why? Because there is a height from the ground. Okay, this height gives the rock gravitational potential energy. Okay. Which is the best example of kinetic energy? أول example, a car sitting on the top of a hill. Which is I think it is not a correct kinetic energy. Okay. A skateboard on a sidewalk, a power wheel parked in the yard, a wagon rolling down a hill. I think the best example of kinetic energy, yes, it is a wagon rolling down a hill. Because if we think about a car sitting on the top, the car is already sitting, so it gains no energy and it is already in steady state. So here the kinetic energy is equal to 0. A skateboard on the sidewalk, the skateboard is in steady state. So as long as it is in steady state, it has no kinetic energy. So here the kinetic energy is equal to 0. A power wheel parked, as we say parked, it means that steady state. So it has no kinetic energy. While a wagon is rolling down, as you can see, a wagon, a car, anything rolling down a hill, it's moving with speed, so it is a kinetic energy. Here it has a kinetic energy. Okay. What is changed to increase the potential energy of an object being dropped? What is changed in to increase the potential energy of an object being dropped؟ يعني ايه؟ يعني انا عندي object is being dropped from a height, okay, and this is the ground. Okay. What is changed to increase the potential energy in an object being dropped? The height. Yes, because when this object is being dropped, the height here is equal to, for example, 5 meters. While when this object hits the ground, the height is equal to what? 0. So what's changed? The height itself. The volume of this object is the same. The temperature is. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Okay. How does energy change in this picture? As we can see, the cart has a potential energy that is lost going down the hill. Okay, I think this one is accepted. Okay, the cart has a potential energy at the top while kinetic energy increases down. Okay, that's correct. The cart has more kinetic energy at the top than when it is going down. I think this one is wrong because the cart has a kinetic energy as going down. Okay. Number D, the cart has kinetic energy at the top of the hill and no potential energy. I think this one also is wrong because while the cart is at the top here, as you can see, if we see that is our car, in this point, the car has highest gravitational potential energy while kinetic energy is low. At this point, when the car goes down the hill, while it is going down, the gravitational potential energy decreases while it has the highest kinetic energy. Okay. Okay. I think you can hear me all, right? If you can hear me, just please type that you are hearing me. Okay. In this picture, how does energy transfer as the ball is bouncing? I think potential energy is being converted into kinetic energy, then kinetic energy, then potential energy. Very good. Why? Because if the ball is here, while it bounces to the ground, it hits the floor, okay, then it returns back up. Here it has potential energy. While it's going down, it has kinetic energy, okay. While it's going up, it gains potential energy, okay. The ball's potential energy is equal to the mechanical energy. The ball potential energy is equal to mechanical energy. Mechanical energy here, it's meant by kinetic energy. So the ball at this position, it has highest potential energy, while at this also position it has the lowest kinetic energy. So the ball potential energy is equal to the mechanical energy in this picture. No, this one is wrong. Okay. Another example, a student places an orange on the table. Then the orange rolls across the table. Which below statement is true? A student places an orange on the table. Okay, I have a table here, like this. And this table has an orange. The orange rolls across the table. It moves across the table. Okay. The orange has potential energy but no kinetic energy. The orange has kinetic energy but no potential energy. The orange has no energy at all. The orange has kinetic energy and potential energy. This one is the most accurate answer. Why? Because while the orange is on the table, it already has potential energy. While it is rolling across the table, it means that it has kinetic energy. Okay. Which two types of energy are seen in a roller coaster? Kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay. Which position has the most kinetic energy for the hammer? As you can see, the hammer here in this position, number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1. Which position has the most or highest? The most, you can say the highest. Okay, kinetic energy. Clear, it is number 1. Okay. Which type of energy is showing the greatest at the jumper's position? Which type of energy is showing the greatest at the jumper's position? In this position, the child is jumping. In this position, the child is jumping high. Okay. As he jumps high in the air, he gains gravitational potential energy. So in this position, the potential energy is the highest or the greatest. Okay. الناس بتطلب مني ان انا اشرح in Arabic. Okay. While we are teaching physics is in English, but okay, we can explain in Arabic. No problem. Picture number 16, as we can see زي ما احنا شايفين الchild بينط على jumper position. Okay. لما الطفل بينط عالي هو بيجين gravitational potential energy. Okay. Okay. Number 18, where does kinetic energy transfer to potential energy? I have the number 1 here, this is number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and this number 6 as a position. Okay, بيقول ايه? Where does kinetic energy is transferred to potential energy? From 4 to 5? From 4 to 5? No. From 1 to 2? No. From 2 to 3? And or from which one of them? What does it mean by kinetic energy transferred into potential energy? as you can see here, if I has a rolling like this, and I has a ball here, the ball is transferred here, and it became in this position. In this position, the ball has gravitational potential energy. Here it has kinetic energy. Here it has again gravitational potential energy. يبقى لما يقول لي where does kinetic energy transfer to potential energy، يعني هو عايز يقول لي امتى البول دي بتتحرك from bottom to up. اوكي، انا عندي هنا position from bottom to up 3 to 4 or 5 to 6, right? And these are the positions that it gains potential energy. So the example here is 2 to 3. 2 to 3, it has kinetic energy and potential energy. And at the bottom here, example, this is number 2 and this is number 3. Here the ball has a gravitational potential energy and here has kinetic energy. Okay, so from 2 to 3, the potential energy is transferred into kinetic energy. So we can say here, because from 2 to 3, kinetic energy, potential energy is transferred to kinetic energy. From 1 to 2, also potential energy transferred to kinetic energy. 4 to 5, also the same. The potential energy transferred to kinetic energy. They are all the same. From up to down, from up to down, from 1 to 2, up to down, from 2 to 3, up to down, 4 to 5, up to down. Right? So we have no position that the kinetic energy transferred to potential energy. Okay. In this position, number 19, which position has the most potential energy? Number 1 or number 2, number 3, number 4. The most potential energy, it means that highest or greatest height. You can say the greatest height. Greatest height. So which position has the most potential energy is number 1. Okay. Number 20. Which position has the greatest kinetic energy? The greatest kinetic energy. Again, number 1, number 2, 3, 4. So the greatest kinetic energy, which means that the highest speed. Okay. So I think it is number D. Very good. Position number 2. Okay. Number 10. Question 18 again. Okay, we can explain again, no problem. هو هنا بيقول لي where does kinetic energy transfer to potential energy? Kinetic energy transfer to potential energy, it means that the ball is going from bottom, which has the highest kinetic energy, to up, which gain gravitational potential energy. As we know here in this position number 3, it has the highest kinetic energy while lowest gravitational potential energy. To this position number 4, it has the highest gravitational potential energy while the lowest kinetic energy. So the answer should be from what? From 5 to 6, or from 3 to 4, right? Or from this is the correct answer. Okay. Okay, let's complete. Number 10. Before the fruit falls from a tree, how does energy flow? Let's explain this question. I have a fruit here. It starts falling down, down, down until it hits the ground. So before the fruit fall from a tree, how does energy fall? Okay. As the fruit is the top of the tree, it has potential energy. Okay. When it falls, the potential energy changes into what? Kinetic energy. Okay. Once it hits the ground, the kinetic energy changes into sound, because we can hear the fruit falling, hitting the ground. Very good. So it will be number A. Very good. Excellent. Number 7. What happens as the ball on the pendulum goes from center to the right? From center, from here to here. Here, as we know, it has the highest kinetic energy, while it has the lowest potential energy. And when it goes from down to up, the potential energy increase, very good, and the kinetic energy decrease. So number 8, potential energy increase and kinetic energy decrease, very good, excellent, excellent. Which position has the highest potential energy from this figure? Which position has the highest potential energy? Highest potential energy. The highest potential energy, it means the highest, the biggest height, the largest, the greatest height. The greatest height. Right? So the greatest height is position number 1. So the correct answer is B. Right? We can say number A, because number A in position number 2 it has the highest kinetic energy, because the roller coaster is going to gain speed till it reach here, and this point number 2 it has the highest kinetic energy. Okay, very good, number 1. Okay, number 6. Which 2 point has the same potential energy? The same potential energy, as you can see here. I have point E, this point S, this point Y, point V, point Y, W, and X. So the same potential energy, it means the same height. So if we can check here, point S is the same as height as number X. So the same potential energy is S and X. Okay. Very good, S and X. Write the word used to describe each of these. The force of gravity on object. The force of gravity of object is what? Number A. Who can say the answer? Force of gravity on object. Weight, correct. The quantity of matter in an object, mass. Okay, very good. Explain why the sun has more gravity than any of the planets. Because the sun has the largest mass among the planets. We understood that the gravitational force depends on the mass of the object, and the mass of the sun is the largest mass in our solar system, so it has more gravity than any of the planets. Very good. Number 3. In year 1959, a spacecraft called Luna 2 was launched from Earth. Luna 2 landed on the moon. Okay, describe how the weight of Luna 2 would compare between when it was on Earth and when it was on the moon. We know that the difference between Earth and moon is what? Gravitational force. Right? Okay. So what we can say, describe how the weight of Luna 2 would compare between when it is on Earth and when it was on the Earth. The weight of Luna 2 on Earth is bigger than on Mars. Why? Due to gravity on Earth is more than gravity on Mars. Describe how the mass of Luna 2 would compare between when it was on Earth and when it was on Mars, on the Moon. We know that the mass of any object is the same. What changes is its weight. So the mass of Luna 2 on Earth will be the same as on Mars. The mass of Luna 2 is the same on Earth and on Mars. Okay. Explain what keeps the Earth in its orbit. What keeps the Earth in its orbit? The gravity from the Sun. Explain why the planet Mercury travel faster in its orbit than Earth does. يعني ايه السؤال دوت؟ برضه السؤال ده ممكن يبقى صعب شوية. يقول لي ليه Mercury revolve أو moves faster in its orbit than Earth. أول حاجة إيه؟ due to gravitational force from Sun on Mercury is greater than gravitational force on Earth. Number 2, because Mercury is closer to the Sun. Yes, closer to the Sun than Earth. برافو عليك، كل اللي جاوب برافو عليك. You can't hear me يا جماعة ولا can hear me؟ الصوت عندكم واضح ولا مش واضح؟ اوكي هنتكلم عن التايب. The diagram shows the earth and moon. The diagram is not on scale. Okay, write the letter or letters where there will be a high tide on earth. There is also low tide at a place in the diagram. Okay, يبقى احنا اول حاجة عايزين نعرف ال place where there will be a high tide. Okay. يعني قصدي يقول ايه when the moon is going to rotate around the earth where I'm going to have a high tide. يلا number 6A عايز answers. Where the letter is I will have a high tide on earth. طيب اللي بيسألني what's meant by Luna. Luna ديت اسم spacecraft. is only a name of any spacecraft. You can say whatever you say. Luna 2 is only a name. Okay. Okay, number 6A. Yes. Write a diagram where I'm going to have a high tide on Earth. I'm waiting for you. Okay. A high tide as we know before, I will have only two positions as a high tide, B and D. Okay. Okay. Number B. There is also low tide at a place in the diagram. State number of hours until the next low tide in the same place. Huh? Number of hours until the next low tide is equal to 12 hours. Draw a diagram to show the position of Earth, Moon and Sun that would produce the highest tide on Earth. احنا اخدناها قبل كده highest tide شرحناها. I will have here the sun, and the sun here, and the moon is going to be between the Earth and the sun. We can draw the tide. This is called highest tide. Okay. Number 7. Use a word from the list to copy and complete the sentence. The moon caused a tidal on the earth. The moon caused what force on the earth? The moon caused tidal force on the earth. Which two measurements have the same units? Write the letters. Which two measurements have the same units? Write the letters. Weight and mass. No, weight is measured by Newton and mass is measured by kilogram. Mass and energy. Mass is measured by kilogram. Energy is measured by joules. Energy and force. Energy is measured by joule and force is measured by Newton. Weight and force, correct. Weight is measured by Newton and force also measured by Newton. So number D is the correct answer. Which of these words means that to spread out and become less useful? Thermal, loss, dissipate or decrease? The correct answer is dissipate. An electric motor works on electrical energy. The motor changes electric energy in 3 ways. Write the energy in the correct column. Electric motor works on electric energy. The motor changes the electric energy in 3 ways. يعني ايه؟ An electric motor works on electric energy. The motor changes electric energy in 3 ways. Write the energy in the correct column. Useful energy, kinetic energy, wasted energy, heat, or thermal, sound, right? Which row in the table shows the force on a planet in an orbit around the sun? A container of water is placed over a fire that burns wood. Name the energy that is transferred from the fire to the water. The energy transferred from fire to water is thermal energy. Number B. Not all of this energy is transferred to water. List two other places where the energy could go. It can dissipate to the environment, and can go to the rocks around the fire. Our bodies need a supply of energy to be active. How do we get our supply of energy? From our food, correct? By drinking water, very good. And from sunlight. Okay. Fuel are useful to store of energy. How do we get the energy from fuel? By burning it, very good. What type of energy store in a fuel? Choose from the احنا عرفنا ان fuel can store what? Can store chemical energy. وقلنا الفيول that can store chemical energy we have three types of fuel. قلنا ايه؟ قلنا الكول, very good. قلنا ايه؟ petrol. قلنا ايه تاني؟ crude oil, very good. These are three types of fuel energy that store chemical energy. A battery can be used in an electric device such as a torch. احنا عندنا هنا battery used in electric device زي التورش, لمبة قدامنا. اوكي. طيب what type of energy stored in the battery? عارفين الباتري can store what as we know before? Very good. Chemical energy. Number B. When the torch is switched on, energy is transferred from the battery to the bulb. Very good. What type of energy is transferred to the bulb? when عندي الباتري switched on يبقى chemical energy which is stored inside the battery is transferred into electric energy. Very good. Electric energy. Number C. Which two types of energy are transferred from the bulb when the torch is on? The two types of energy is light energy and thermal energy. يبقى انا عندي كده ممكن اعمل زي كده تشارت بسيط. انا عندي chemical energy صح inside the battery. Chemical energy is transferred into what? To electric energy, right? And electric energy is transferred into what? Into light energy, which is useful, and thermal energy, which is called a waste or dissipate to the environment. Okay. As you can see in the picture, زي ما احنا شايفين في البيكتشر عندنا أحمد is work in a circus. He runs along the ground, jumps onto a trampoline and goes high up in the air. يعني أحمد بيشتغل في السيركس بيجري وبعد ما بيجري بينط عالي جدا into a trampoline. Then when he jumps from the trampoline, he goes up high in the air. Name the type of energy Ahmed has when he was running. When Ahmed is running, we all know that while running, he has kinetic energy. Okay, number B. Name the type of energy that's stored in a trampoline when it is stretched down. The trampoline is elastic, so the type of energy that's stored in the trampoline is what? Elastic potential energy. Name the type of energy Ahmed has when he is up high in the air. Huh? When he is in the air, he has what? When he goes up in the air, he has what? He has height from the ground. So he has what? Gravitational potential energy. Okay. Number 15. Energy can be stored and can be transferred in different ways. Copy the table and use a word from the list to complete the first column. Energy transfer and description. First thing, a battery is used to make a motor spin. Electricity. Very good. A gas burner is used to boil water in a pot. Heat. A musician blows a trumpet. Sound. Okay. Number 17. Energy spreads out from a hot object in an experiment. Some hot water was poured into a metal container. Its temperature was recorded every minute, and a graph was drawn to show the result. Graph A, B, and C. People who do different jobs. طب السؤال دوت. Which of graph can consider a real explanation for what we have said? Energy spreads out from a hot object. Okay. In an experiment, some hot water was poured into a metal container. As the temperature was recorded every minute. يعني I have a graph, time and temperature. Okay? Time and temperature. Every minute a graph was drawn to show the result. Which one is the most accurate one? Number C is the most accurate one. ليه؟ When the time goes, the temperature decreases. When the time goes, the temperature decreases until it goes down sharply due to the dissipation of heat of the water to the environment. Okay. Number 19. A boy is riding his bike. Complete a sentence using the words below. The food that he eats for breakfast is stored for chemical energy. The useful energy is the wasted energy is the useful energy is what? Is kinetic energy. The wasted energy is what? Is thermal energy. As he moves up a hill down, he gains what? When he moves a hill down, he gains what? He gains kinetic energy. And what changes? Potential energy changes because he goes down. When he goes down from up to down, the gravitational potential energy decrease while kinetic energy increase while he goes down. Okay. اوكي يا جماعه، شكرا لكم. احنا كده خلصنا حصه النهارده ان شاء الله، وهنكمل ان شاء الله الحصه بتاعتنا من خلال المبادره الخيريه اللي معموله ان شاء الله على الزوم ميتنج. شكرا لكم جدا، شكرا.